Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we have another opportunity to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. Continue my tribute to Joseph Campbell and what he has to say about art and its relationship to mythology. Art is not simply doodling, it's not just personal slop. If it doesn't talk to what's deep in us, it's not art, because art forms a fundamental triangle with mythology and psychology. It teaches you that religious metaphor is not to be read denotatively and literally, but connotatively and spiritually. And this much we know. Now, what's the difference between the artist and the mystic? Well, the artist has a craft that keeps them anchored into the world. But for the mystic, everything takes them to the transcendent. Now, one beautiful definition of art Joseph Campbell took from James Joyce, which was integritas, consonantia, and claritas. Integritas means integrity, but here it represents the wholeness. You put a frame around the picture in the museum, and everything else is irrelevant. It's only what's within that frame that's important to look at. It's like you're in a hermetically sealed field. You've held the world off for a while, and what's within that frame only has reference to what's within that frame. You're not looking at anything else outside. That's the integrity. Consonantia, or consonance, is the harmony within that frame. The essence. Every part relates to the whole, and the whole relates to every part. And then if you do that, when it's fortunately achieved, you get the radiance, claritas, the epiphany, where light shines through. James Joyce said you get an aesthetic arrest. It stops the mind. And then you get silent, luminous stasis. Sounds like samadhi. Then you become the eye of the universe, beholding the mystery of the universe in that thing you're contemplating, which you find out is the mystery of the universe, which is you. Without the observer, there wouldn't be anybody knowing anything or observing anything. So, in order to find your own center, you have to hold the world off for a while. That's why art is a practice, just like yoga. You know, yoga, when you look at a yoga asana, the whole thing in and of itself is integritas. And when you're doing the pose, you're kind of hermetically sealed from the rest of the world. And then when you watch the alignment details and align one part with the other, each part relates to the whole, and the whole relates to each part. So you get that consonance. And then when you do it, and all of a sudden, you lose the thinking mind, and there's the radiance. The light is shining through in the silent, luminous stasis. So the idea is to find that part of you, which is consciousness, which is engaged in the field of time, because eternity loves its temporal creations. And so do you just contemplate it, which is one aspect, or do you take the invitation to get in there and start doing something about it? I always say yoga is not an excuse to let go of your political, social, or civil responsibilities as you see fit, if that's your dharma. So we all have the primary mask put on us by our parents and by society. And then we all go through our adolescence, where we awaken to the life that should be ours, if we're not bent out of shape by society's pliers, and the tension between what we were in our upbringing and what we think we're becoming. And we have to die to the infantile ego obedience and submission to authority, expecting protection all the time, and awaken to self-responsibility, whether it's our own or society's. So if you identify yourself with consciousness within the body, like, are you the light or are you the bulb that carries the light? And if you can do that, you will find what they call in yoga jivan mukti, liberated or released while being alive. So I hope that you all find your own art form, both with yoga and outside of yoga, that you can go beyond the tragic and the comic in life and experience wonder, which can arrest you like the silent luminous stasis. And hopefully your art form will help you to be a mystic and make you see how what you're doing can be transparent to that which is transcendent.